A very warm, beautiful, and truly heartfelt greeting to you. It brings me such absolute joy to welcome you back into our quiet, peaceful space today. In a world that constantly pressures us to be perfect, taking a soft pause to reflect on our fears, our dreams, and how we view success is a genuinely beautiful choice. Welcome to the Verse channel, where we slow down to explore the deep questions that shape our minds and comfort our souls. Before we begin our journey into today's deep reflection, please take a slow, gentle breath. Let your shoulders relax and allow your heart to be completely happy right now. Today, we are diving into a fascinating, deep question that has crossed the mind of almost every human being at some point. What if failure didn't exist? Let us speak softly, listen calmly, and imagine a world without the fear of falling. The weight of an invisible wall. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning with a strange magical feeling in your chest. Suddenly, you realize that the word failure has been completely erased from the human language and from the laws of the universe. In our world today, the fear of failing acts like an invisible wall. It sits quietly in the back of our minds, whispering doubts whenever we want to try something new. It stops us from writing that book, starting that small business, speaking our true feelings to someone we love, or picking up a new hobby. We don't avoid things because we lack talent. We avoid them because we are terrified of the pain, the embarrassment, and the judgment that comes with making a mistake. If failure didn't exist, that entire emotional weight would vanish instantly. People would move through life with the playful curiosity of a little child who is just learning to walk. When a toddler falls down, they do not sit on the floor and think, "Well, I am a terrible walker, I should just give up." They simply smile, push themselves back up, and try again. A world without failure would be a world full of pure, joyful experimentation. A real-life example, the man who embraced the process. To understand how we can live with this mindset even in our real world, let us look at the beautiful story of a man named Thomas Edison. Edison wanted to create something that would change human history forever. A practical, long-lasting electric light bulb. At that time, people relied on candles and gas lamps, which were dim and dangerous. The task was incredibly difficult, and it required finding the exact right material for the tiny thread inside the bulb that glows when electricity passes through it. Edison did not just try a few times. He tried and tried and tried again. He tested thousands of different materials, everything from rare metals to pieces of everyday plants. In fact, he and his team went through thousands of unsuccessful attempts. People around him began to pity him. A young reporter once asked him, "Mr. Edison, how does it feel to have failed thousands of times?" Edison looked at the reporter with a calm, gentle smile and gave a legendary answer. He said, "I have not failed. I've just successfully found thousands of ways that won't work." Edison had completely erased the concept of failure from his own mind. To him, every single bulb that burned out immediately wasn't a defeat. It was just a useful piece of information. It was a signpost pointing him closer to the truth. Because he viewed life as a continuous journey of learning, rather than a series of pass or fail tests, he eventually found the right solution and illuminated the entire world. The true beauty of the struggle, while it is beautiful to imagine a world where failure doesn't exist, this thought experiment actually teaches us a surprising lesson about our real life. If every single thing we attempted was guaranteed to work perfectly on the very first try, success would lose its sweetness. The joy of achieving a goal, whether it is passing a difficult exam, mastering an instrument, or rebuilding your life after a crisis, comes precisely because it was hard. The value is not just in the trophy we receive at the end. The value is in the strength, patience, and humility we develop while working through the difficulties. By changing our perspective, we can create a failure-free world inside our own minds right now. We can choose to stop labeling our mistakes as disasters and start viewing them exactly how Thomas Edison did, as natural, necessary steps on the path of growth. As you step gently back into the rhythm of your day, carry this liberating thought with you. You do not need to be perfect to live a beautiful life. The next time you feel afraid to try something new, ask yourself what you would do if you knew you couldn't fail, and then, with a brave and gentle heart, take that first step anyway. Thank you so deeply for sharing your precious time and your warm, radiant presence with me today on the Verse channel. Sharing these moments of quiet reflection with you is a true blessing. Stay beautifully connected here, keep a soft, peaceful smile upon your face, and may your journey be abundantly filled with courage, deep learning, and absolute happiness. Be happy, and may you be beautifully blessed in every single step you take.